This week marks the start of Final Fantasy VII events and banners in FFBE, and there's lots more to come. So before we dig into the news, I just have to point out that we have King Bradley and Noppy fighting together at last. I dare you to name a more lethal duo. Let's start off with the banner, and we are going to get the Cetra Descendant Aerith for free, and while we'll also get the 30 login shards, you can complete an event for another 120 shards, meaning that you can get her to EX2 without spending anything. So that's really good. That's huge for new players. It's huge for everybody, and Aerith looks like a really good player. We can also get the 7-star Avalanche's Jessie. So taking a look, there's going to be a step up that has all these different rate ups. So the farther you go, the more expensive it is, but the better rates there are on the Neovisions, and that ends with a 5% Neovision rate, and you could do this over and over and over. Personally, I think I'm just going to go for something with a pity over doing something like this, and because we get Aerith for free, I probably won't be pulling on the banner at all, but I guess for some people this might be interesting because you do also get the summon tickets, and you do also get the summon coins. So this does actually, okay, there you go right there. Okay, so this does actually have the pity on it. So that's good. That's fine. The only thing is that we get her for free, so I don't know that you need to spend on this banner at all. Okay, so we can take a look at the Cetra Descendant Aerith herself, and she is a buffer in the Neovision form, base form, and then a magic attacker with tag attacks with Red 13 in her Brave Shift form, which is really very cool. So some things that are different here, to get her card, you're actually gonna have to take her to EX3. So at EX1, you're actually just gonna get a select ticket for like previous VCs, and then that's just okay. But then if you want like the big VC, the powerful VC, then you have to go all the way to EX3. So they definitely want to get us to go past the EX2 that they'll be gifting us to us. So otherwise, looking all right. So True Brave Shift, all good. Her TMR, or sorry, STMR, looking pretty cool here. I always feel like they should list the TMR first to, you know, build some suspense or something. But this is cool because this is an accessory that is going to give a flat attack, magic, spirit, and HP by 500 for Zack and Cloud and Aerith. So that's actually pretty cool. Then the feature as a blank page is pretty nice because you get some magic and spirit, but also some human and machina killer. So always good to, you know, acquire more killers. Now here is the EX3 VC, and we're going to see more about it in a little bit, but you can see it has a flat 100 magic, 100 spirit right there. Those are just really high stats, so obviously that's pretty good, very flexible card, and then we'll take a look at what it does later. Okay, so featured EX abilities, she's going to fill up her LB with the, you know, and she has the CG LB, so that's all very exciting. And then otherwise, she has some really big buffs for light and fire, and just buffing damage, abilities, all that kind of stuff, but then also just buffing your stats. She's going to have really big amps, and you might be thinking, okay, well, we also have Ling, so, but she's free, so, you know, whatever, she's good. Then she'll get some Brave Shift abilities that will be tag oriented. So her regular attack is going to be a fire magic damage that is a tag attack, and then she'll also get the Flame Fang tag team attack, which will deal fire magic damage to one. Wait a minute, is it the same thing? I guess this one restores MP and will have a much lower potency. Alright, so then we have Avalanche's Jessie, and then they're telling us that she is an attacker, a buffer, and a debuffer. Her STMR is pretty cool because it gives a bunch of different resists, and unfortunately, just for Jessie, but it's still pretty good, is the increased chance of being targeted and the 30% evade. So you could make her into a passive provoke tank. Then we have the TMR, danger gets the blood pumping, which is going to just be more evade, more chance of targeting. So you can get up to, with these two things equipped on Jessie, you can get up to 50% evade, 50% you know, provoke. That's pretty cool. Okay, awesome. So she's going to get, the big thing I want to talk about here is this refurbished grenade, which is a damage, reduce defense, fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, earth, light, and dark resistance. So huge imperil there. I didn't actually look up the value, but the fact is that it's on everybody. And then there's also a chance of inflicting disease. So you're going to do a defense break and a huge, like, all element imperil on everybody. That's kind of cool. All right, so here's the new VC, the showdown with the arsenal, and you can see we got these big stats here. And then right off the bat at level 1, you get, so this is just this, you don't even level these, by the way. So you get LB damage 50%, spirit 100%, and magic 100%. So a lot of VCs that we've seen have been like, you know, magic 40 and 40, and then something else in the third slot. This is just going to be straight up. You get 100% magic. You get the LB damage 50%. This is a really big like boost in power level of cards, in my opinion. Like, this seems really crazy. The fact that you could use it on someone that wants spirit as well. This is just, I mean, it's well worth going to EX. They're making it so you don't want to like doubt if you should go there. You're going to be like, okay, this is the really just the best card. It's going to help you fit more stuff into your equipment because you can just fill up some stats easier and boost your LB damage, etc. Okay, so we're also going to have this Tomoe versus Gravy, and I guess I don't know these units or characters very much yet, but it's another gun card. I feel like we just got one of these, but it looks just fine. Next, we have the Town That Never Sleeps, and I love how they always like really advertise the 5-star select tickets, which are good and like, you know, a really big part of the game, but they don't always seem like they're the most like, you know, glamorous thing to be advertising at the front, but whatever. Anyway, this is going to be a King Mog event, and you can actually get the 5-star unit Reno from it, and he has a Neovision Awaken. So again, for new players, you're getting Aerith and you're getting an NVA Reno, plus you're getting the the Lightning. Like, this is just, there's no better time to start this game as a new player. So when you go into your Neovision, sorry, your Brave Shift form, you're going to get a tag unit, Reno and Rude, which is so cool. I'm super pumped about this, and they become a magic damage dealer. So let's just take a look at their stuff. We have a 4-turn duration for Brave Shift, and then a 4-turn cooldown. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're doing the right stuff while you're in Brave Shift. And then otherwise, the STMR, none of this should be new, but Reno's goggles, they're just defense and spirit, and a chance of basically it's gonna have a guts. Okay, and then nothing personal, just a little bit of defense and spirit, and some attack when you have a mace. Doesn't look that great. Okay, so let's look at their Brave Shift abilities. Those are the ones that we're kind of interested with. So triple shockwave, it's a tag team attack, deal earth damage to all enemies, and then boost magic and LB damage for the caster. So that gives us a little bit of a hint. LB damage dealer, but still tag teams, just so good for chaining, so easy for new players. Really smart way to release these units for new players, or, you know, for casual players. Anyway, this ability here boosts lightning resistance by 130%, and then you get a 30 amp to like resists for the rest of the elements. That seems pretty good too, although it doesn't specify for your whole team, so I imagine that's just for you. So otherwise, you're gonna get all the regular stuff that you would get, some tickets. You're gonna be able to get some specific equipment from the King Mog event that you can farm up and then build the new versions of. So here's your mace in case you wanted a mace for that TMR. You know, here's our where is it? Armor for Jessie that has a little bit of elemental resist. It's always good to collect this type of stuff. And then we have our staff for Aerith that gives you 30% magic. But I mean, otherwise, there's actually metal knuckles for Tifa as well, although she's not out yet. And these are kind of cool because they give you some LB damage as well, just to give you that option. So Aerith is going to be the bonus unit here, and obviously we're going to have tons of other bonus units that you can use, and I'm kind of curious if this will get updated when Tifa comes out, and I doubt that it will. But then otherwise you've got Nickel here, but just because he just came out, and then, you know, also Noreen is here because she just came out. But otherwise you got to get all your FF7 units ready so you can build up some big bonuses for this King Mog event. We also will have a Chronicle battle, the Valkyrie, which will be available upon maintenance completing, and it's your classic, you know, use your FF7 units, get some bonuses, and build up some gear. The gear in question are both accessories that are going to give you physical damage killers against beasts and reapers, and then magic damage against beasts and reapers, but it's only for FF7 units. So obviously a lot of us are going to be using FF7 units, specifically Tifa, you know, Aerith and Reno and Sephiroth when he comes out, among other units. So these are obviously going to be very applicable and things that we're going to be wanting to craft. Dark Visions is coming back, which I'm pretty excited for because the last Dark Visions was my first like real attempt at trying to figure it out, and then I realized it was so much easier to get into it than I thought it would. It kind of was this big, you know, ominous thing that I'm like, oh, I have to be a really good player to do this, and then I realized there's the intro stages. So I'm excited to get an actual like whack at doing some dark visions, because it closed so quickly after I tried the last time. So that's coming very soon, and obviously, you know, you got your typical rewards, etc. We're going to have our intro unit quests for Aerith, and then of course we're going to have one for Tifa and Sephiroth or whatever when they come out. So here are the Cetra Descendant Aerith's enhancement quest, and this is where you can actually get, I believe it's 120 of her shards. So this paired right there, so 120 fragments, that paired with the login bonus means that you're going to be able to EX2 her right off the bat. Here we have the 5th anniversary Player's Voice Summon Part 2. So I actually think the second option is the best one. So the first option we're going to be able to vote for every day is 2 select Envy units, and that's applicable to any units released up until June 29th. So it's not going to be any of the new units that are coming out right now. I actually like this select Envy fragments because I just have so many units that I have to work on. So I actually think that's kind of cool. That's something that I would want to work on. If you think about it, it's like getting 4 you know, Envy selects, but you have to use them on the same unit. I still think that's kind of cool. And then the third option is kind of dumb. It's 2 STMR Moogles and then 2 TMR Moogles, both 100%. I think they just need a third option, but I think you would want to pick these 2 personally. But if somebody would want the Moogle one, let me know why, and I'm happy to hear that. So here is the Perma VC Select ticket that we're going to be getting from these new units that we take to EX1. And basically you're going to go to the exchange shop and you can exchange it for all of the following VCs. So seems fine, especially if you wanted a second copy of anything but didn't have the unit or didn't want to build 2 units, then this is kind of a cool way to collect some more VCs. So there's going to be some other stuff going on, like we're going to have the Dark Visions ticket summon and then the Dark Vision login bonus that just gives you 14 tickets. But otherwise there's the treasure summon for Aerith, that's all fine and good. But here's something that's pretty cool, and that is the daily free 10 summon, 1 per day. And this is going to be your chance to get some extra pulls, or if you're a new player, do some re-rolling. So these are always welcome, and I'm pumped about this. We have a few more login bonuses to look at. So this is going to be our Final Fantasy VII login, or they call it the Anniversary Conclusion login bonus, where you're going to get your Aerith, and then you're going to get a bunch of Lapis and some tickets and stuff. So this all looks fine. It's a pretty long login period, so definitely make sure you don't miss a day. And then we have the Language of the Flowers login bonus. This is where you're going to get your 30 Aerith fragments and some VIP coins, other stuff like that. And I know that a lot of people are just so short on Ascension Pearls, said nobody, but we're going to get one right here. Now we're going to end on the FFBE unit popularity poll. Now don't forget there's also maintenance, you know, just because I didn't tell you about it, it's still there. But the winner is Roberta, and she's a Dragoon that actually has a little dragon. I think this looks really cool. I don't know her personally because I'm a pretty new player, but she seems really cool, and I think there's a lot of, you know, room to make a great unit. And I don't actually have a Dragoon or any sort of jumper, so I'd be pretty excited to see when she comes out eventually. I think it's next spring. I'd be pretty pumped to go and try to grab her. And then otherwise, Sylvie came second. Sylvie's definitely a popular unit I've heard about. Ibarra I know a little bit about just because she's got that wicked CG LB, and then Chow, that would have been fun for him to win, but I personally was voting for Eldrin, but you know, whatever, that's okay. You guys didn't back me up. I'm not going to hold it against you. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, and let me know what you're excited for in the news, if you're going to be pushing Aerith to EX3, how you're going to be doing that, or if you're just going to be happy with her at EX2 without that tremendous VC. I think that's kind of where I'm leaning right now, but I don't know, we'll see when everything comes out and is said and done. So otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, but make sure to check out the Discord, because we're having great discussion on the FFBE channel. Specifically, we have new players popping in there that are asking questions and learning about the game, and then otherwise consider subscribing to the channel so that you can keep up to date on all of my new videos. All right, so that's it. See you next time.